Okay, we're going to go to problem 5. This is make use of the appropriate formula. Well, the appropriate formula for these problems is on 2 pages previous to it, which has the description cardinal number formula. So let's just write this down. The number of elements in the union of A and B. So we find out what the set is that's the union of these two sets is equal to the number of elements in number of units in set A plus the number of elements in set B minus the number of elements in the intersection of A and B. So that's called the cardinal number formula. These are cardinal numbers. And in the case of number 5, they're asking for the number of the union of A and B, and so we're given these information, so it's just a matter of plugging into the formula. So the number of elements for set A is 12. The number of elements for set B is 14. The number of elements for A intersected with B is equal to 5. So to get the answer, we just have to plug in. So we have 12 plus 4 minus 5, and that's going to be equal to, why did they get that wrong? Because it's 14. So 12 plus 14 minus 5. So it's 26 minus 5, which is 21. So that's the answer. Okay. Now let's do problem number 10. So here we have, let's find the number of elements in set B if we know these things. So there are 20 in set A. We have the intersection of A and B, we have 6. And if we have the union of A and B, which is the OR statement, we have 30. So if we solve this equation for A, the number of elements in set A, we have this, and then we subtract that, and we add that to get on the left-hand side, or right-hand side. So it's going to be this union of B, that one, and subtract the number of elements in B, and we're going to take the negative of this, which is positive. And that's the intersection. So let's see, there's the union, 30, minus, actually, what are we trying to find? We're trying to find the number of units. This is N sub B, isn't it? So that still works out. Just to make sure the signs were correct. Okay, so we're solving for this, for B. And so this needs to be A. Okay, now I think we're ready. Minus 20 plus 6. So 30 minus 20 is 10, plus 6 is 16. Which is the answer. Yay! Before we move on, though, let's just see what these are showing us in terms of Venn diagrams. And I guess we can put a universal set, even though we don't really need to do that. So basically, we have these two things going on, and there's some overlap. And so in this case, 12 is going to be everything that's in here. 14 is everything that's going to be in there. And then we have some crossover, which is 5. So that's the intersection of the two. Well, if there are 12 in A and there are 5 in this part, then there must be 7 left over there. And then 12. And if you do the same thing with B, if there are 5 here, then there must be 9 in there. So there's 14 total. So that's 7 plus 5 is 12. That's in A. 9 plus 5 is 14, which is in there. 5. Now to do the OR part, we just take this plus that minus that. We could take this whole thing, 12 plus 9. Or we could take 14 plus 7. Those all add up. So to find the union of the two, this time we could take 14 plus 7, which is in that bit, or we could take 12 plus 9. See, both of those add up to 21. Okay, the second one same kind of deal. We've got some crossover here, and I just make this a little bit bigger. So let's see if we can figure it out here. The number in A are 20. So this whole thing is going to be 20. The intersection of A and B is 6. So this is 6. So if this is 6 and this whole thing is 20, then this must be 14. Okay, then we have the union of A and B is 30. So if we take this plus that's 20, that must mean for the total to be 30, you'd have to have 20 in there. So then when you look at B, it's going to be this plus that, which is 16. So that's how this whole thing works. I kind of do it in that way as well, kind of reason through what's happening. Okay, let's see what we got next here. Let's do number 12. So 12, we have the number of units in the universal set is 43. The number of units, the number of elements in A is 25. The number of elements in A intersect B is 5. And the number of elements in the complement of B is 30. Okay, so we're supposed to use the Venn diagram. It says use an appropriate Venn diagram. And try to put a Venn diagram, use given information to fill in the elements in each region. Okay. Okay, so we got 43 total. So let's put that down just as a note. 43 for the whole thing. So now we have we have 25 in here, and the intersection of A and B is 5. So this is 5. And since this whole thing is A, we'll call this A, of course, and this is B. So if A is 25 and this part is 5, then this has to be 20. And then what we can do is, if we do not B is 30. So that means that's everything outside of here is not 30. So because we have 43 in the whole thing, that means that in B we must have 17. Okay? So what I'm saying is that the number of elements in B must equal the number of elements in the universal set minus the number of elements in the converse of B. So this is 43. This is 30. So that must mean there's 13 in B. And since I have 5 here already, then in this particular area there must be 8. And then we can do this where if this is 20, this is 5, for this union of these two, which will include everything that's inside these two. You have 20 plus 8 minus 5. 28 minus 5 is 23. This is 43, so there must be 20 in here. So if we add all these things together, 20, 25, 33. Actually, I think I got something wrong here. Let's try this again. 20 plus 8 is 28 minus 5 is 23. So there's going to be 20. I think that's what I just wrote down. So let me think about that. Yeah, so we have 25 plus 8 is... Okay, still doing something wrong here. Let's try it again. Think about this. I should get all this stuff right. Start all over again. Okay, 25 in here, 5 in there, so there's 20 in that part. There's 30 that are not in B. So there's 30 that's in here and this part around here. I'm trying to figure out if that can be true or not. I guess it has to be. It's going to be 10 there. I don't get 20, but anyway. So let's put 10 there. 20 is 25 plus 8 is 25 plus 8 is 33 plus 10 is 43. Okay, I think that's right. So let me see if I got this right. 8, 5, 8. Yep. Okay, so that's it. Let's do 15. So what do we have? We got a whole slew of stuff here now. I told you it was going to be harder. So we probably have this case where you have the 3, and so we're going to, let's just clone this thing twice. So we'll have it down there, and then we'll have this one move over there. So we get this situation. And let's write down what they're asking. They said the number in A is equal to 57. The number in the intersection of A and B is 35. The number in the union of A and B is 81. The number in the intersection of A, B, and C is 15. The number of elements in the intersection of A and C is 21. The number in the intersection of B and C is 25. And the number in C is 49. And the number not in B is 52. Okay, that looks a little daunting, but you've got to kind of go through and figure out which ones you can kind of start with and then go backwards. So this is the one that has the most things happening. So it's this little inter one. That's the intersection of all 3 of those. Okay, so we got that one done. Then we go to these other intersections. The intersection of A and B is 35. So let's say this is A, this is B, and this is C. So the intersection of A and B is this little, whatever you want to call it. I don't think what that looks like. Okay, so this whole thing is 35. So if this is 15, this has to be 20. So that 20 and 15 is 35. Okay, so we got that one done. The intersection of B and C, so that's this little piece, this and this part, is 25. So we have 15 here, so we got to have 10 there to make that happen. Okay. Let's see if we've got any other intersections here. Intersection of A and C. That's this little slice is 21, so if this is 15, then this one has to be 6. Okay, so we got that one. Let's see. The union of A and B. Let's see if that can help us out at this particular point. Well, let's use this one first. The number in C. So all of these 15, 6, 10, and something have to be 49. So what we can say is this number right here, I'm just going to put it down here, is equal to 49 minus 6 minus 15 minus 10, which is going to be 49 minus 10 is 39, minus 15 is 24, minus 6 is 18. Okay, so that's good. Now, the union of A and B is this in union with that. So how the heck does that work as far as figuring out this stuff that's left over here? So if you use that formula, we'd have the number of, let's go back to the previous page and write that down. The number of elements in the union of A and B is equal to the number in A plus the number in B minus the number in the intersection of the two. And what we're doing is we're trying to find this. Once we find that, then we can back out the last part. So I think we can do that. So the because we're given this part, I think we're just told this the union of A and B is 81. So we know this is 81. We're solving for that. The number in B is all these three things added together. I think we're actually given that. We're given that. Actually, this is A and C, so let's actually do C here. Oh, okay. Actually, we're doing B, so let's do that. I just picked the wrong thing around here, so let's do this again. A and C. Actually, we can't do that one yet because these two are unknown, and I don't think we can work that out. So I think we have to use this one. Not B is 52. So what is 52? So this is B, and not B would be everything else. But we don't, there are two things we don't know there, so we're still kind of stuck. So maybe I do need to go back to this thing. Okay, I'm going to pause for just a second so I can think about this. Okay, well, I found my problem is that I put this box around it and I don't really need that. So it just confuses things. Okay, now I think I should be able to do it. So we're going to use this one next. Not B is 52. So this is B, and not B is 52, which would be this plus that plus that. So if we take, so let me get rid of this. Well, I may need, no, I think I still may need this, but let's use green, color green. So not B, this is B, so not B is this, this, and that. And so we know that has to equal 52. So 52 is equal to 18 plus 6 plus whatever that is. Okay, so we take 52 and we subtract 6, which is 46, 36, 28. So hopefully it's 28. Okay, I've done something wrong. Let's try this again. because these are correct. 30, 40. Oh wait, there is a universal set. Okay, I'm just looking at the solution to see what I forgot, and I really did have a universal set, so I'm gonna have to go back and think about this again. So okay, let's put that all the way around there. Did I miss something out here as far as writing something down? Okay, I'm going to pause it now. Okay, sorry. I forgot this one right here. I didn't realize that was still hanging around. So this is 57. So if you wanted to find this part, you take 57 minus 20, which would be 37, minus 15, which would be 37 minus 15 would be 27, 22, minus 2 would be, minus 6 would be 16. So this one is 16. Okay, now, not B is 52, which would be this, 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 and the universal set. So if we take 52, which would be this outside part, plus this, plus that. So we subtract 18, 6, and 16 from that, and we would get 52 minus 18 is, well, minus 10 would be 42, minus 8 would be 34. 34 minus 6 would be 28. Then we subtract another 10 more, which would be 18, and another 6, which would be 12. So this one's 12. So that used this thing right here, and then we have the intersection, or the union of A and B is 81. So what that tells us is, I guess we use this one here. So this is, if we solve for the number in B, it's going to be the number of the union of A and B minus the number of A plus the number for the intersection of A and B. So let's do that. The union of A and B is going to be 16 plus 6 plus, it's going to be all these things here. So that's 36, 46, 51, 57. Okay. Plus 10. Oh, actually, we're given that. It's 81. Sorry. So this is 81. Subtract the number in A, which I think is given. That's 57. And then the intersection of A and B, which is these two here, which is 35. So if we do that, I get my calculator, something will look right, because it's going to be, hold on just a second. Oh, it's plus. Okay, that's my problem. Get my calculator out. 81 minus 57 plus 35 is 59. So that's the number in B. 59. And we've got these already taken care of, so we subtract 20, we subtract 15, we subtract 10, and we get 14. And so we get 14. And so that's the final answer. Okay, so we're going to stop there.